Welcome to the Indian Council of Medical Research Online Prescribing Skills course 2020 for the Indian medical graduate. I am Dr. Dinesh Badial and I am going to talk about relevance of pharmacokinetics and pharmacodynamics in safe and effective medication. After viewing this video, please answer 5 multiple choice questions on the video and also provide feedback. You will find these in the assignment section. Relevance of pharmacokinetics and pharmacodynamics for safe and effective medication. The module is by ICMR, Rational Use of Medicine Center, Christian Medical College, Ludhiana. Authors are Dr. Dinesh Kumar Badial, Dr. Madhulika Peter Samuel and Dr. Mamta Singla from the same center. I am thankful to Dr. Suparna Chatterjee, Professor, Department of Pharmacology, Calcutta, Institute of Postgraduate Medical Education and Research for reviewing this module. Learning objective for this module are the Indian medical graduate should be able to apply specific principles of pharmacokinetics, that is PK, and pharmacodynamics, that is PD, to improve rational prescribing. Understand the concept of bioavailability and bioequivalence when formulation of a drug is changed. Apply the concept of loading and maintenance dose of a drug wherever applicable. Understand the concept of receptor regulations when drugs are given for a prolonged time or withdrawn abruptly. How this module will go through, the outline is why this topic is important, topic related competencies expected as per MCI, prioritized list, introduction, case studies, diagnosis, treatment algorithm, patient videos, some do's and don'ts, and in the end take home message and also some reference material. Topic related competencies expected of IMG as per MCI 2018 document include describe absorption, distribution, metabolism and excretion of drugs, describe general principles of mechanism of drug action. Based on above competencies, below are the topics like change of formulation, relationship with meals, loading dose, obesity, edema, liver disease, congestive heart failure, urinary pH, renal disease, abrupt withdrawal, tolerance, antagonism, synergism. Priority list of topics for this video are change of formulation, absorption related to bioequivalence, case based scenario on metformin, and then loading dose related to volume of distribution, case based scenario on chloroquine in malaria, and abrupt withdrawal related to receptor regulation, case based metoprolol in angina pectoris. Why this topic is important? Relevant application of principles of PK and PD underline the rational prescribing of drugs. Selection of appropriate drug in prescribing is based on dynamics. Appropriate designing of drug dosage regimen including calculation of dose, frequency of administration and duration of treatment is based on kinetics. This can promote safe and effective medication. A bit about introducing this concept. The knowledge of PK principles and their clinical significance is important to generate dosage schedules, to monitor therapy, to modify schedules in case of diseases. Similarly, knowledge about PD is relevant to choose appropriate drugs and to understand changes in target of drug actions including receptors. The relevant application of our principles will help safe and effective use of drugs. When we look at the word kinetics derived from kinesis, that is movement. So, what the body does to a drug? It includes absorption, distribution, metabolism and excretion of drugs. Pharmacodynamics, dynamic means actions, what a drug does to the body. It means all the mechanism of action of drugs. Components of PK are known as ADEM as told, and metabolism is also known as biotransformation. Components of PD includes targets and processes by which drugs exert their actions. Some of these are given below like receptors, ion channels, enzymes, carrier molecules, chemical actions, physical actions, replacement and cytotoxic action. Let us go to case 1, observe the video, click on the video to play it, duration is approximately 2 minutes. After watching the video, answer the question what happened and how this can be prevented.
मिस्टर धीरज आइए, कैसे हैं?
मैं ठीक हूँ सर, कैसे आप?
बस मैं भी ठीक हूँ। बोलिए।
सर ये मेरे लेटेस्ट ब्लड
अच्छा,
लेवल्स हैं, ब्लड शुगर लेवल्स हैं।
ओके।
इसको मैंने अभी तो मेरा शुगर कंट्रोल में है।
हाँ हाँ।
सो
नहीं, आपका शुगर बहुत ठीक कंट्रोल में है।
जी सर।
और आप वही दवा ले रहे हैं ना?
जी सर।
ओके, तो फिर आप वही मेटफॉर्मिन एसआर जो मैंने आपको लिखी थी वही कंटिन्यू करिए
जी
1 महीने के लिए, और 1 महीने बाद मुझे फिर से आके दिखाइए, ठीक है?
ठीक है सर।
फिर देखते हैं, ठीक है?
ओके।
अच्छा रुको मैं लाता हूँ। ये तुम्हारी दवाई है, ये तुम्हें दिन में 2 बार 1 महीने के लिए लेनी है।
सर इस पे मेरे प्रिस्क्रिप्शन पे तो लिखा है कि ये मेटफॉर्मिन एसआर है, आपने मुझे मेटफॉर्मिन दिया है सिर्फ।
दोनों में ज़्यादा अंतर नहीं है, ये लगभग एक ही चीज़ है।
कोई फर्क तो नहीं इतना पड़ेगा?
नहीं नहीं, एक ही चीज़ है।
ठीक है सर।
मिस्टर धीरज, क्या हो गया आपको?
सर आपने जो दवाई दी थी उससे
अच्छा।
मुझे डायरिया और वॉमिटिंग हो गया था।
अच्छा।
तो इसलिए मुझे एडमिट होना पड़ा।
ओह, देखिए, मैंने आपको मेटफॉर्मिन एसआर लिखा था
जी सर।
और आपने मेटफॉर्मिन प्लेन ली है।
जी सर।
आपको मेटफॉर्मिन एसआर लेना था, जो कि मैं आपको दिखाता हूँ। सिस्टर, स्ट्रिप दीजिए मेटफॉर्मिन एसआर की।
जी डॉक्टर।
थैंक यू। ये देखिए, मेटफॉर्मिन सस्टेन रिलीज एसआर।
अच्छा,
तो आपको हमेशा ये टैबलेट लेनी है,
जी सर।
मेटफॉर्मिन एसआर, ठीक है?
ठीक है सर। ओके, थैंक यू।
ठीक है।
You might have thought about some explanations. Let's go to explanation for this case. Compliance with standard metformin formulation can be poor due to multiple daily dosing and frequent GI adverse effects. Metformin SR can be given once daily and associated with less GI adverse effects compared to immediate release metformin. This leads to improved compliance, improved glycemic control and hence decreased risk of the associated micro and macrovascular complications. Bioequivalence of a drug product is achieved if its extent and rate of absorption are not statistically significant different from those of the reference product. For more information, you can also refer to reference material. There are few other examples for change of formulation like bupropion extended release in depression. This formulation is released more slowly into the body, which means it remains in the system for a longer time. This can have advantage of fewer adverse effects like agitation, dry mouth and constipation and once a day administration. The drug delivery matrix provides a 24-hour plasma concentration after a single therapeutic dose, offering increased convenience and improved compliance. Another example is sodium valproate sustained release formulation in epilepsy. Steady state plasma concentration achieved is flatter in sustained release formulation as compared to immediate release formulation. Change of sodium valproate formulation can lead to alteration in therapeutic plasma concentrations. The steady state concentration can fall below therapeutic levels or it can increase more than the therapeutic levels. Since this drug has narrow therapeutic index, this can lead to toxicity or therapeutic failure. Let us go to case 2. Manish, a 44-year male, was diagnosed with Plasmodium vivax malaria. He was provided written prescription of chloroquine and told to take 4 tablets together immediately, followed by 2 tablets after 6, 24 and 48 hours. He buys a strip of chloroquine having 10 tablets. He was also prescribed Primaquine 15 mg per day for 15 days. Now you explain why 4 tablets are being given stat, that is immediately, followed by 2 tablets after 6, 24 and 48 hours. The explanation for this is that a loading dose may be desirable if the time required to attain steady state by administration of a drug at a constant rate is long relative to the temporal demands of the condition being treated. Due to large volume of distribution, which is approximately 100 to 1000 liters per kg and extremely long terminal half life 30 to 60 days, distribution rather than elimination processes determines the blood concentration curve of chloroquine during treatment. No, these kinetic parameters suggest that a loading dose of chloroquine on the first day should be given in order to enhance the distribution phase of the drug. With this loading dose, effective steady state is achieved earlier. for the action of the drug. For more information, you can refer to the reference material. Coming to the dosage schedule of chloroquine phosphate, as per body weight, 25 mg per kg body weight divided over 3 days, 10 mg per kg on day 1 and day 2, and then 5 mg per kg on day 3. Dosage which is given for 15 years and above as per base and also as per the salt contained in the formulation which is available. As per base, 600 mg orally immediately, followed by 300 mg base at 6, 24 and 48 hours. Total dose is given over 3 days. As per tablet counts, 4 tablets stat orally, that is immediately, followed by 2 tablets orally at 6, 24 and 48 hours. Total tablets remain at 10. Each 250 mg tablet contains 150 mg base, and each 5 ml of suspension contains 50 mg base. There are few more examples of loading dose. For example, clopidogrel loading dose of 300 mg in acute coronary syndrome has rapid onset of action as compared to 2 hours onset with normal maintenance dose of 75 mg. Doxycycline loading dose on day 1, that is 200 mg, helps to achieve steady state concentration, followed by maintenance dose from second day onwards. Let us come to case 3. Somesh, a 44 years male patient, is on metoprolol for angina pectoris and having no chest discomfort for 2 months now. There is a casual conversation between patient and a friend of patient about stopping drug. So, he decides that he does not need drug now as there is no pain for last 2 months. 2 days after stopping the drug, he experiences excruciating chest pain and rushes to the hospital. What happened and how this can be prevented? Think about that. The explanation for that is there is enhanced sensitivity to catecholamines in patient taking long term treatment with certain beta receptor antagonists. This happens due to upregulation of receptors. What happens? The number of receptors increases in response to blockade of these receptors. When beta blockers are abruptly stopped, the endogenous catecholamines act on upregulated receptors with enhanced effect leading to aggravation of angina. Therefore, abrupt discontinuation of beta receptor antagonist after long term treatment can exacerbate angina and may increase the risk of sudden death. Aggravation can be serious enough to warrant additional treatment. Such enhanced sensitivity can be attenuated by tapering the dose of the beta blockers for several weeks before discontinuation. For more information, you can refer to the reference material. Coming to the patient response and follow up in this case, take ECG of the patient. There can be 2 scenarios. If it is aggravation of the angina only, patient should be advised to continue metoprolol and not to stop it abruptly. You should also provide adequate treatment for aggravation. Observe the patient for next 24 hours or till aggravation of angina is controlled. In second scenario, if there are ECG changes suggestive of myocardial infarction, refer to cardiologist immediately. There are some other examples to avoid abrupt withdrawal. Escitalopram in depression. Abrupt withdrawal of escitalopram, a selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor, leads to withdrawal symptoms like dizziness, vertigo, irritability, headache and difficulty in walking. Gradual tapering over a month is recommended. The time frame for dose reduction also depends on individual risk for withdrawal symptoms, patient preference and experience during withdrawal. Similarly, switching between antidepressants can lead to serotonin syndrome manifested by high blood pressure, agitation, tremors, sweating and diarrhea. Another example is benzodiazepines. Long-term benzodiazepine administration causes downregulation of GABA receptors located throughout the central nervous system. This occurs when GABA receptor is absorbed back into the nerve cell axon. When benzodiazepines are abruptly withdrawn, the brain will experience too much activity. Symptoms include sleep disturbance, irritability, increased tension and anxiety, panic attacks, hand tremors and sweating. Even corticosteroids should have gradual withdrawal. Details is given more in the module on rheumatoid arthritis. Coming to some do's based on this module, choose relevant dose, frequency and duration of treatment with drugs as per kinetics. Use proper loading dose as recommended for certain drugs. Educate patients about continuing with prescribed dosage form of the drug to continue to have the recommended benefits. Don'ts: do not change formulations without being sure about their bioequivalence. Do not increase or decrease the dose of drugs without looking into PK and PD principles. Do not abruptly withdraw certain drugs like beta blockers, benzodiazepines and corticosteroids. Coming to take home message after watching this video, the appropriate application of PK and PD concepts can improve rational prescribing. Use drugs in appropriate doses and duration based on kinetics. Avoid changing formulation of drugs. Avoid abrupt withdrawal of drugs. These are some useful references and sources you can go through. There is a reference material at the end of the document. We wish to acknowledge the support of Rational Use of Medicine team members, Christian Medical College, Ludhiana. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you are now ready for attempting MCQs. Please assess MCQs in the assignment section and provide your answers. Please also complete the prescription evaluation as per the tutorial, which I hope you have already seen. Thank you. Happy learning.